thought I'd give you a bit of a bonus video. This is entirely unscripted, but I have a couple more further reading suggestions. These are books that I've mostly read for classes, but really enjoyed and think they would be useful. So I think I'm going to start with the darkest, more bleak one, which is The Revolt Against Humanity by Adam Kirsch. It does get a little bleak. It's talking about how we sort of reckon with the end times, I guess. It talks about a lot of our failures when it comes to climate change, and sort of keeps humanity accountable for the harms that we have done and the harms that we continue to do, and talks about anti-humanism and transhumanism as approaches to sort of reckon with that fact. Full disclosure, I only got about halfway through. You can't see that. So I'm not sure what conclusion he finally comes to, but the subtitle is Imagining a Future Without Us. So potentially it is genuinely world is ending, what's going to happen afterwards. I'm not sure if it takes a sort of hopeful turn at the end, but it is at the very least very informative about the state of climate change and how we got there. Learning to Die, Wisdom in the Age of the Climate Crisis. This one I did already link in the further readings in the first introductory video, but it is worth mentioning again because I do think it is wonderful. It does the same sort of background knowledge, or it gives the same sort of background knowledge that Adam Kirsch does. Adam Kirsch is a little bit more up to date, but it sort of places us in the current climate, the political climate and environmental climate, and asks us how we should live knowing that, and not in the sense that Adam Kirsch does in a sort of we shouldn't, but in how do we still approach lives with hope? How do we do better? How do we live knowing that we have caused this? And it is really poignant, and it does guide us well to know how to live and not just how to die. And the last one is much more lighthearted. It's A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. This one is more feel-good. It's fictional, so you don't have to reckon with the current state of our actual world. It's set in a world after humans have reached a crisis with technology in particular. So not necessarily climate disaster, but it's after we have reached a point that we have decided that it is best for us to do away with all of our modern technology and just live simply and live in the world and live in better community with each other. And it's sweet, it's feel good, and this gave me genuinely more hope for imagining a better future than a lot of the philosophical accounts. So hopefully that does you well. And a book that I haven't read, but I've heard a lot about, is The Mushroom at the End of the World. That is either the main title or the subtitle, and I'm missing the other half. And I actually don't know the author, so I'll put it in the description or in the comments. I'm not going to have a transcript for this video because it's entirely off the cuff. But I think that one does a lot of the same work that these ones do, especially Adam Kirsch and Bringhurst's wiki. Sorry, I didn't say that. Learning to Die is by Robert Bringhurst and Jan's wiki. Yes, the mushroom at the end of the world situates us very similarly, but offers a more ecological perspective. From what I understand, it's I know it's talking about a specific type of mushroom that's sort of a companion species. I've heard it be called. So it might lean a little bit more into our relationship with the world. And actually, on that point, Braiding Sweetgrass, I'm not going to remember the author either, so that will be in the description. But Braiding Sweetgrass does really good work with setting up our relationship to the world from an Indigenous perspective as well. So there are 5 suggestions for you. Full information in the description. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope this has been hopeful. So do with that what you will.